Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea, you know that. Hi, how are ya? Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I am at CCsuarez across all social media. Today, we need to discuss how MONAT, again, instead of like showing their, bad word for butt, they're really just showing their cult, as I like to say. MONAT has had the opportunity time and time again to show us, hey, we're not a cult, we're just like a shampoo company. And yet... they go right for cult each time. Yet again, another pretty large team from MONAT has left and made a mass exodus over to CCsuarez. CCsuarez is a pyramid scheme. Maybe the culture isn't as bad as MONAT, but it's more pyramid schemey. It might not be as culty pyramid schemey. Straight up pyramid scheme. It's absolutely unbelievable. Now, since that team has moved over and we've seen multiple large teams leave MONAT for other MLMs, how do you think these top leaders are going to react? Obviously, they're going to be mad. They're going to be mad that it's their wallets. They're going to be mad. They have to now replace all those people. Some of them are most likely dropping ranks because of other people leaving, which sucks. Can't imagine. Can't relate. It's just wild. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't smile. It's sad, but it's wild. Absolutely wild. So how do you think they're going to react? If you look up hashtag MONAT lifer, most likely you'll see reels and pictures of like me and Savannah Marie and a bunch of other people because we were trying to flood it because I thought it'd be funny and we're just petty. But you will see the same caption from so many MONAT girls. The same thing over and over and over again. Oh, I'm not an MLM girl. I'm a MONAT girl. I'm a MONAT lifer. Just trying to solidify the fact of like, oh, well, I'm not leaving. I'm staying in this MLM. I'm staying with MONAT. Just being so incredibly culty. Now, what we're about to react to is yet another top person in MONAT. Her name's Connie, I believe. And she was actually in the damage control call that we reacted to where another rep and her were vaguely dissing Angelique, the one who did an interview with me and then got fired because of it. Sorry, Angelique, I love you. And yes, I will be doing a updated like check-in interview with Angelique because I want to be able to, give y'all an update on her, even though you can just go follow her on all social media and subscribe to her YouTube channel too. But I want to be able to do another interview with her and do like a collab or something. Essentially what we're watching right now, it's about 12 minutes long. It's a IGTV or IG live. This is her addressing like people leaving and it's a doozy. So grab your snack, grab your wine. This video is not sponsored by Good Clean Wine, but honestly, it might as well be. I will be drinking the Good Clean Cabernet from Good Clean Wine. Ah. Oh my God. Ready for my ASMR moment? Mama deserves a big pour, okay? I've had a day. I also got my little snack size of kettle corn. These are absolutely the best. They're so little, so cute. Mini bags. They're my jam. Also, quick update. I was going to do it at the end of the video, but I thought it'd be appropriate or more appropriate for me to do it at the beginning. I said it in another video. I don't know if Ethan cut it out or not. He might have. Sometimes I'm like, keep that in. And he's like, nah, goodbye, which rightfully so. I trust him. A little update, by the way. I got the results back from my doctor today. Margins came back clean. They got all the cancer. And I am cancer-free. Very excited. I appreciate all y'all's support. And yeah, thanks. Thanks for being so nice. Please wear sunscreen. Please go get your body checked. All right, let's go ahead and get into this.
Things don't seem like they're not only not moving, they seem like they're going backwards, okay? And you start to doubt what you feel like God put on your heart. And you start to get swirly.
Did she just say swirly instead of squirrely? Connie, what are you doing? That art piece? It looks like the pillows I have in my living room. A little Southwest design moment. So this is titled Ride the Wave. And it's not like completely taken out of context because like the thing did just start. She did like an intro or something, but it did just start. So it's not like I'm taking this out of context. Y'all know I don't want to be taken out of context. So I don't want anyone else to be either, even the people I'm reacting to. I think having the full picture is really important. Having said that, what she's talking about is you have to ride the wave. It's not always going to be perfect. This is entrepreneurship, blah, blah, but it's like, no, this is not entrepreneurship. This is you being a salesperson in a multi-level marketing company. What they're trying to combat right now is like, okay, even if you're like in a slump, even if you're, having that slow time, don't leave. Like, don't second guess yourself. Don't leave. Like, you were called to this. God called you to this. If you think that God called you to this, he did. But like, you're questioning God essentially. And she kind of insinuates that later, questioning what God wants for you. If you leave this company, it's like, I got a question. How dare you?
I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
Really called to be here? Is this really for me when things get hard? That is human nature, you guys. That is literally all of us, okay? All of us have struggled with that. And I want to tell you something and encourage you with something, okay? And if you aren't a believer and you don't know, then I don't know what you hold on to, because I couldn't do it if I didn't know everything in the Bible. The most inspiring, motivating book you will ever read in your life, filled with stories of average, broken, nobody people who God said, hey, I want you to go do this dream. They were not qualified for it. They had no skill set for it. They didn't have the money for it. They didn't have the background for it. And he said, I want you to go do this dream. And at first they're like, wait, what? Like, how many of you can relate, right? In my business, God told me to go join social selling and sell shampoo, okay? Nothing I would have ever chosen in my entire life, but I'm wise enough to listen to his calling. And I'm going to get back to that in a second. All these people in the Bible, they may have doubted at first. They may have said, no, Lord, get somebody else. They had some trouble. They had some sticky situations, and they had a lot of times where they were like, is this where I'm supposed to go? And that is inevitable, and that is absolutely going to happen in your journey, you guys, to fulfilling your purpose. And if no one has ever told you that before, let me be the first one to say, you're going to have some bumps, and you're going to have a lot of setbacks, and you're going to have a lot of times where you're going to question it. And it's inevitable. And you want to know why it has to happen? Because that is how faith is tested. You cannot say, oh, I'm called to go sell shampoo, or I'm called to go sell vitamins, or I'm called to go be a teacher, or I'm called to go be a pastor. And you get the job and things are going. And then all of a sudden, when you hit a bump in the road, you go, well, hold on a minute. I don't know if I should be doing this.
Y'all will remember, I literally said, no one is called to be a salesperson. I feel like no salesperson would actually say that. Like, you have the skill set for it. You have typically it's the personality for it. But this is kind of like, not creepy, but just, this is giving me the ick. Sure, it's already given y'all the ick, and we're not even 2.5 minutes into it, which is not a good sign. It's gonna get worse from here, I'm pretty sure. The way she's saying it is like as if she's talking about like life as a whole, right? If you are a believer in whatever, a higher power, or even if not, whatever, yes, you're going to have ups and downs in your life. But if you want something to happen and it is a realistic goal or realistic idea, whatever, then okay, you're going to keep going. If it is something that you actually have a fighting chance at doing. And I'm not saying, if something is impossible, like people have done the impossible, I get that. But it's just so gross for her to compare troubles in life. Like, I feel like what she's saying should be applied to the conversation of like life as a whole instead of just network marketing. And also, when you are a salesperson, which is what they are, you are a salesperson. If you're in an MLM, you can be a salesperson somewhere else. It's the loyalty to the company itself, but then also the industry, that is a huge problem here. That is so culty. So she's saying like, not called you to social selling, not called you to sales, but called you to this company, called you to MONAT. And like, it's so specific. It's so weird. And no, it didn't. God did not call you to this company.
You cannot doubt in the dark what God has told you in the light. I love that phrase, you guys. You can't do that. That's your testing point. Anybody can say things are good when things are good. Anybody can say, yes, I'm called here when the money's rolling in and when, you're feeling well and your health is well and your marriage is well. Anybody can do that. But the real person who fulfills their purpose is going to weather the storm. And that is your test. That is your trial. It's like saying, Connie, okay, you want to grow this business and you want to lead a large team. Okay, why don't you, let me see if you can just handle this little bump right here, because why would God entrust me with more if I can't even handle the things I've got?
It's so creepy that people are being like, speak, oh my God, I needed this, oh my God, that, oh my God, this. I think it's even more frustrating as someone who, I am very faith-based, really eye-opening to how they do target people who are Christian, people who are believers, as some of us say. Sometimes I find like that even culty, and even some of the like aspects of Christianity I do find culty. However, I do believe in a higher power, my higher power being God and his son being Jesus Javier Christ. I can't even take myself seriously, but it's very frustrating. And I can definitely see as a Christian myself, and I can understand how them speaking this way is going to have people fall back on their faith and really internalize it, and in turn continue to brainwash themselves. And this faith manipulation, we've talked about it so many times, but this faith manipulation is so disgusting, and it can really, really, really hurt someone's faith or their relationship with God or whoever they believe in, or even if they don't. I know a lot of people have said before, they're like, okay, but what happens if you don't have a belief system like that? What if you are atheist? What if you're Muslim? What if you're Jewish? Like, what if you're not Christian and you're in Monat? Like, are you isolated? And I've always said, like, yeah, it must be really isolating. So sad. This type of faith manipulation will really, like I said, push someone back into manipulating themselves and brainwashing themselves into thinking, she's right, I just need to weather the storm, or, I don't want to be a bad Christian and, only, praise God when good things are happening. I've always been a big believer in the fact of, I gotta pray just as hard when things are good as I do when things are not good. And I do. I pray and, talk to God almost every single night. And sometimes in the middle of the fucking day, sometimes when I'm driving, like I don't talk to myself. I talk to God. Sometimes I talk to myself. Today when I bought shoes, I was talking to myself. And then I realized I was, and a girl looked at me and I was like, I'm talking to myself out loud, aren't I? And she was like, yeah, you are. I was like, okay. Did that in the Morphe store too. That was embarrassing. Problems of being a YouTuber.
I have to learn how to be stronger. You have to learn how to be stronger through trials. You're never going to fulfill your purpose. You're never have major impact if you keep quitting or you keep doubting every time you hit a bump in the road.
You just got to be a blind believer. It's bad right now, but if you get out when it's bad, you don't deserve the good. Let me be clear when I say this. A real salesperson, a good salesperson, is a turtle. You might be like, Chelsea, the fuck does that mean? I'll tell you. My mom actually taught me this, which is funny because she's not a salesperson. You got to be a turtle. You got to have your neck poked out. When it's good, have your neck in. Focus on your own shit. But always kind of poke your neck out occasionally. And be open and looking for something better. A better compensation plan, a better product to sell, a better commute, a better schedule, a better whatever. Because at the end of the day, what's it about? Well, it's a job, so it's about money. This is an employer. This is a job. This is a business. This is about money.
You're like a bobbly head in the car, right? You're like a tumbleweed. You just go with whatever way the wind blows. And that's not a purposeful life, you guys. That's not fulfilling. In my business, I've done this for 5 years, and I'm speaking for myself. And also I've been in ministry, so I know this applies to everything in your life. And you need to appreciate the seasons for what they were, and you need to stop holding on to seasons that have passed because you learned a lesson, hopefully, and it's time to move along. And I just posted this yesterday, you guys. It was so good. It was Craig Rochelle. And he said, too many leaders are trying to revive what was instead of focus on building what will be. And this is exactly what happens, you guys, when we struggle in these bumps or when we have doubts or whatever comes, right? People are going to come and go in your life for seasons. You need to appreciate it for what it was. You need to not worry about what other people are or are not doing. You are not the maker of them. You are not the caller of them. If someone's called to go somewhere, let them go. Let them go. What does it have to do with you and your calling?
If someone and their team leaves, they lose money. Not like money's like taken from their account, but like they're going to lose a rank or something if they're not able to re-rank. It's just so funny that she started like the hypocrisy. She just contradicted herself. She just said that if someone leaves, just deal with it. Just whatever, like leave it alone. Let them go do something. But then you just were saying that you don't want people to leave or people shouldn't leave when it gets bad because they should be able to weather the storm. And it's like, it would be different if she was just talking about sales, because I understand that. Sales is definitely, it ebbs and flows. It's up and down. If you're in real estate, you get that. If you're in inside sales, outside sales, I mean, anything, you understand that. So you got low seasons, you got high seasons, depending on what you're selling. I get it. I've been there. Always ask that too. Like when you're in training, ask, or even in the interview, asking like, okay, what's our low season? Like what's the high season? So that way you can like manage your shit as well, which is so important. I'm so happy that was a question I always asked. Like even with YouTube, I know that April is sometimes slower. Summer is sometimes slower as well. And then September to February is like, for me personally, like the best time. So I think it's really important to understand, like, you know, I just understand that in general. And that's not what she's talking about. So it would be different if you were able to understand that and really prepare for that. But that's not what this is about, because you're not just selling a product, you're selling an opportunity. You're in the people business, which is creepy. Don't say that.
This is so crazy to me. People will start doubting their calling based on what someone else is doing. And that's wild. God didn't say, Connie, I want you to do MONAT and I want you to impact all these people only if XYZ stays on your team though. If they leave, I'm not calling you to do that anymore. This is not how he works, you guys. Okay? And I'm only, obviously, I can speak to this because this is the business I'm in. You can relate this to anything though. We get too sidetracked with what everything is going on around us instead of going, okay, this is my season. If it's slow, you guys, which is inevitable, I have many seasons where it's been slow. I go, okay, well, what am I supposed to learn here? Obstacles are opportunities if you look at them that way. If you don't, you're going to struggle.
Don't get distracted. Don't look at red flags. Again, see everything as a blessing, not a red flag, and just keep going. It's all a lesson. Connie, no, it's not. It's a red flag and you're in a cult. Call your dad. You're in a cult.
If you don't, you're going to struggle. Always in life. I don't care where you go work. You could go work. You're going to be the person that goes, here, good. Because every time you see an obstacle, you avoid it.
Someone commented and said, you need to get this message to all the other SEDs who are making these passive-aggressive lifer posts that are targeting those women who left MONAT. I don't think they're understanding what she's saying, though, because Connie put up that post as well, I'm pretty sure. She's saying to ignore red flags. She's saying to stay in this for life. She's saying, okay, if someone leaves, whatever, that's fine. But she is saying to ignore red flags, to ignore distractions, and to stay in it. And she's using faith manipulation to do so. So I don't know if that person just logged on or what, but it ain't cute.
Be the person that goes, here, good. Because every time you see an obstacle, you avoid it. And you don't want to go through it. And I know it's not always fun to go through those things and to learn those things, but they are so fulfilling and they are so rewarding because you get stronger. And then guess what? You get to help the guy or the girl coming up behind you that's going through it. Who better to help the person going through a storm than the person who's been through a storm? I don't go to anybody in life and I don't seek advice from anybody in life who has never weathered anything in life. I don't go to the quitters who every time they see a storm, they run away. That's not going to help me because they've never weathered it. They've never been through it. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm getting so passionate and so fired up. And my Novocaine is finally wearing off, so I can hopefully not be slurring. You guys, I'm crazy. I can't even believe I'm doing this video right now. But I don't know. I can see your comments. Ask me any questions.
See, it's hard because as someone who is spiritual, like I'm agreeing with some things that she's saying, but not in the context that she's saying it and not the way that she's meaning for it to be used. So yes, I agree with the, help people not below you, but help other people who, might be going through that. Not just be the light, but be the lighthouse and help, guide people. And I think that's really important. So I love that she said that. However, what she's saying in the context she's using it in is bullshit because I'm not profiting off of those people that I'm helping. Sure, maybe later down the road or, us shouting each other out, sure, that helps, but I'm not directly profiting off of them. So yeah, you should help the people below you because they're on your team, are financially obligated to help them. You should help them. You recruited them. Pointing it out when I do agree with her to show you someone who is spiritual like myself, I do agree with her on some things, but also that's why it's so easy for people to just blindly believe what they say and stay in it and put these people up on a pedestal. That's where the faith manipulation comes in, and that's why it's so dangerous. And that's why religion and faith and all that shit is so ingrained typically in successful cults. That's what this is. A successful cult.
I don't know. I can see your comments. Ask me any questions, but I guess I'll just end it because I could go on and on and on about this topic. And I just feel like we have to do it every year because every year you've gone through all the seasons, right? Do you know why God gave us seasons? Because they mirror and mimic real life. You don't get to stay in summer forever. I did a whole training on you don't get to stay in summer forever because I love summer. I don't ever want to go to winter. I hate the freaking winter. If it goes below 72 degrees, I'm out. Can't do it. I don't want to do the winter, so I avoid it and I avoid the cold. We don't get to avoid those seasons in our life. And the saddest thing that I have seen, and not just in my business, I'll tell you this in life, just especially in ministry too, and in my corporate job.
They keep commenting and they said, why is leaving a job or business to do something else make someone a quitter? Why can't people just do something different? Calling them a quitter doesn't seem fair. That person sees this as a job, sees it for what it is. It's a job. It's an employer. It's a company. It's nothing more than that.
And the saddest thing that I have seen, and not just in my business, I'll tell you this in life, just especially in ministry too, and in my corporate job, the saddest thing I've ever seen is when I have seen talented, incredible men and women who I know are called to be where they are, not weather the storm. And as soon as the storm settles, they left with it, carry on the rest of the impact. And it kills me. And I've seen so many, and I'm like, man, I don't ever want to do that. I don't ever want to abandon what I know I'm called to do because of a circumstance or a person or any other thing. It ain't going to happen. So I guess I'm just going to end it on that. If you really believe, I don't believe you when you tell me, yeah, God called me here. Okay, then show me when you get tested. Because that's really the only way you're going to know, guys. So if you've been called to do something in your life and you know it, but you're struggling and you're like, dang, but why? This sucks. Why is this happening? Because it's normal. And because God loves you.
Okay, one thing. Someone said to me the other day, first of all, they were telling me they're really proud of me for like doing what I do. They're asking me like how work is going. And I was like, it's fucking rough sometimes. You know, it's a struggle, but it's my dream job. And she responded and she's like, yeah, no one said your dream job was going to be without like the normal, like sucky aspects and like sucky times of working. Like, it's what happens. And in my head, I was like, oh, just because it's a dream job doesn't mean it's still not a fucking job. But also, just because God's calling you to do something, which I don't fucking believe that, doesn't mean that he's calling you to do it forever. And it seems so strange. So she's just gonna like live through a really shitty time in a job. She's just gonna live through a really, unhealthy relationship, a really unhealthy, toxic work environment. Like, no, I deserve better than that. Goodbye. I'll find something else. This sucks. I don't care. You're gonna stay in it. No, I deserve better. God wants you to be here. He wants you to endure this. You see everything as a lesson, a blessing, and a test. You won't see anything as a red flag.
God loves you. And because he knows he has to prune you in order for you to get better. Okay? You got to go through the pruning season. He loves you enough to cut the dead branches off so that you can bear much fruit. There's an entire analogy in the Bible on pruning, and I wanted to do a whole thing on pruning. But this is getting long, so we'll end it.
First of all, God wants to cut off the branches. God wants to trim the fat, essentially, is what my brother always says. The Pisces in me is like, nope, snip, you're done. People are always like, Chelsea, you can't just cut people off that fast. Say it again and you're next. Like, yeah, I can. Goodbye. You don't exist in my world. I don't need to talk to you. And I've always been like that with my personal life. Like, nope, goodbye. You give me the ick. Done. I don't know who the fuck taught me this, but I guess just life in general. But when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Absolutely believe them. I've been hurt way too many times in my past, and I've given people way too many chances to just keep going and let myself be treated like garbage. No, thank you. Manage expectations and understand what someone can give you in a relationship and like love languages and all that. But like, no, this ain't it. God is going to cut people out of your life and all that so that you can bear more fruit. Ma'am, this is an MLM. You have to have a lot of people under you to be successful. Cutting people out and people leaving the organization is not helpful for you. So what are you talking about?
This is getting long, so we'll end it. But a good gardener prunes the good trees that bear fruit. And that means he has to cut off dead branches. And it hurts. We don't want to. But some of you just carry around things that you shouldn't be carrying around. Some of you are worried about things that happened in the past that you are letting take hold over the present. Some of you can't even be present because you're so worried about what happened. And
it hurts and we don't want to. No, it doesn't. You got to cut off that fucking dead weight. I have to do that tomorrow, actually. I've got to do it like a lot. I got to cut shit down. Like last week, I think y'all saw in a vlog, or it might have been in the vlog I'm currently filming because it's like a fucking 3-week vlog. It's a struggle. But with that one, like, no, that shit's dead. It'll come back in like a month or sometimes even a week and it's fine. That analogy doesn't work here, Connie. Oh, and what do you know? Christina Smallwood just entered the chat. It's fucking rich.
Are worried about things that happened in the past that you are letting take hold over the present. Some of you can't even be present because you're so worried about what happened and who went. And it's just like, we're trying to revive what was instead of focus on building what will be. And I think the more I can just encourage you that it's so normal and that you have to be pruned. And I wish I could only be pruned one time and be done. No. I get to be pruned every year. Every single year I am pruned, and you will be pruned if you are a leader who wants impact, because you have to go through all the seasons. And if you look at it that way and go, okay, we're cutting off dead branches. Okay. That's okay. That means God has to remove those things in order for something new to grow. And wise people know that. They stay grounded and rooted, and people who don't, they go off with the dead branches and that's it.
But I want to be wise. Connie, I want to be wise. I want to trust in God. I want to be a good Christian. I want to be a good follower in italics and bold. I don't want to fall off and die, Connie. I want to be a good little successful Monat girl. I want to be an SED like you. Oh, you're saying you go through this every single year? Turnover rate is so incredibly high for an employer. Also one of the questions that I always ask in an interview. How many people are staying after 3 months, 6 months, a year? who's been here the longest? Let me go talk to that one. And also let me talk to people who've been here for a year or 6 months. So that was a fucking red ass flag when there were people at one of my last employers, the second to last one, that there were like only 2 people who had been there for like 2 years. There were also people who were making like $20,000 a month, and I made a lot of money there. So dealt with the suckiness for a while because the money was worth it.
Don't know where else I can go with it, guys. I just want to encourage you that it's just, I just see a lot lately of people questioning their calling because of tough times.
Nope, not questioning their calling. Questioning MONAT. I'm questioning this bag of popcorn. Why is it so hard to get something out of here? This has nothing to do with Jesus. It has nothing to do with Jesus Javier Christ. Javier starts with a J. Have I been saying Javier this entire time thinking that it starts with an H? Yo soy es muy gringa. Okay?
And it is, I get it and I understand it. And sometimes I do believe God calls people elsewhere to do it. Of course, he's done this with me my whole life. But you better believe and know it's of God and not just because you're in a hard time. I'll tell you this, never abandon anything in a tough time. I have always moved on to a new adventure when things were good, because that is how the Lord has worked in my life. And I believe that is how God works. He's not going to just cut you off because you went through a tough time. You abandon the call in the tough time, not God. He's trying to prune you. He's trying to show you something. He's trying to grow you so that you could do something better. And you can accept it and receive it, or you can go, I'm out, and move somewhere else. And then he'll try to prune you there.
So either accept and receive God's lesson for you, or leave MONAT. You're a bad Christian if you leave MONAT. Her nails are cute though.
So see what I'm saying? Just get rooted where you are with where you're called to be. Let the pruning happen and see where he takes it. It's a glorious thing and it's very exciting because I've been on the other side many times in my life, and you are not alone. I am a leader who has a fairly large team, but I'm not the top and I'm not the best. And I get the prunings and I still have so much joy and I still find so much impact in it, you guys. Okay?
Baby, that's because you're in a cult. She fucking wearing a Dare shirt? Yikes. Where's my Dare shirt? What happened to my Dare shirt? My Dare shirt was one of my favorites.
Stay true to your calling. Quit looking at other people's calling. It doesn't matter what they are or aren't doing. That's their calling with the Lord. Focus on yours. Get around people who can speak into you. And
someone commented and said, your gut instinct is always your guardian angels. Listen, I agree with that. However, the manipulation, the faith manipulation, the fear mongering, all that shit, the just disillusion in general can really be stronger than your gut. It can drown out that gut feeling so you don't hear it. And I'm just so happy because honestly, if I got deeper into an MLM and I had any type of success with it, I probably would not have left. And I would probably be in an MLM right now. But thank God, within 72 hours of me joining any MLM, I felt that feeling and I listened to my gut and I heard it be like,
bitch, this is weird.
This is not what they said it was. This is weird. Like, goodbye. I quit them and got refunds. Thank God. When you're already in it, you don't listen to that. That can happen a lot of times. And just like I just said, with the company that I worked, a company that I worked for previously, a lot of things at that company that were so unethical. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of shit like that happening at that company. I was like, I gotta not be here. I didn't leave until I found a better opportunity. But there was a point where I was like, okay, if I'm not making more money by this point, then I'm leaving. And I wasn't. And I found another job because it went through like a lull because we changed scripts and shit. And I was like, this script sucks. Like, I don't want to do this fucking script. Let me do my own thing. I was selling before and now I'm not. What pays your bills doesn't have to fulfill you. Just let it be your job. Baby, just let it pay your bills. That's it. Cheers to you. Get a hobby. I got a new hobby. I garden. It's great.
Get around people who can speak into you and tell you what you might need to change.
Speak into me. Ew. Why am I just picturing some, like, a fucking baby bird and then someone just speaking into their mouth? Gross. You're so fruitful, Connie. Who the fuck talks like that? Stop it. Oh, that's a tough name, though. Ivy Carnegie. That's a good-ass name. Ivy. You're never going to see this. But if you do, please get out. If you want to become an influencer, an actual influencer, I got you, baby. I'll do creator coaching for you for free. I do it for anyone for free, but God, with a name like Ivy Carnegie? Bitch, that's a good ass name.
And maybe give you some sound advice that will help. Don't get around friends who just tell you what you want to hear. That's not going to help you. Get around people who are going to tell you what you need to hear, even if it hurts, because they love you. That's how you're going to grow, okay? I got to go sleep, you guys. This is wearing off. My teeth are freaking hurting.
What? So get out of the echo chamber? Connie, if everyone took your advice, they would leave. They would get out of MLMs in general. Do y'all think that Ivy Carnegie has me blocked? Like, I already know, like, I'm just upset. Oh my God, she doesn't have me blocked. Oh my God, a bunch of people I like follow her. Never mind, just one of them. Oh my God, her kids are so fucking cute. Damn, her husband's cute too. It's just like when I had a girl crush on the last MLM fails. The girl's name was Chandler. Am I about to name my other fictitious children after this person? Yikes. See, I'm not mean. I'll name my kids after you, Monat girls.
I gotta go sleep, you guys. This is wearing off. My teeth are freaking hurting. I'm gonna show you the final ones when I can smile, but I love you guys so much. Bye.
All right, what have we learned? Treat everything as a lesson. Trim your plants. I'm going to be best friends with Ivy Carnegie. I'll update y'all if she messaged me back, because I just replied to one of, I'm pretty sure she'll block me, but I just replied to one of her Instagram stories because her child's cheeks are so freaking cute. Oh my God, those. Oh my God, my ovaries, my fucking ovaries. Please understand that as someone who is a believer as well, network marketing is not your calling. Sales might be, but network marketing isn't, because it's a cult. It's a commercial cult. You being in a cult and taking advantage of people, knowingly or unknowingly, is not your calling. If you are making money in a multi-level marketing company, someone below you is losing money. And it might take them to see their profit and loss statement to be able to see how much money they actually spent and how much money they lost. How much revenue or profit, whatever. It might take that for them to see that. Why do you think this time, right now, this season, is when they lose people? When Jesus herald Christ does the pruning, a little snippety snip. Why do you think it's this season? Why? Why do you think it happens every year? It happens around tax time, which is Q1, Q2. Why do you think that is? Because people are looking. If they made $600, if you have $600 of revenue, not profit, revenue, then you will get a 1099 from a company. So if they made that much, get that 1099 and they will have to file a Schedule C. They'll leave around this time of the year is because they actually see and do the math and see how much money they spent, how much money they had coming in, and typically how much money they lost. So that's very unfortunate. It's not just, oh, Jesus is doing the pruning. No, it's that people are seeing that they're losing money and they're leaving, rightfully so. If you are not making a profit with your employer, one of your employers, a side hustle, then leave. I don't care if you signed up just for the discount. No, you didn't. You're signing up for tax obligations. What are you doing? Or you're a glorified customer, technically. And these people are making a lot of money off of you. And listen, you can be open on your Instagram about like your kids and stuff. I just don't think monetizing them is okay. And on YouTube, if your channel's monetized, you are monetizing your kids if your kids are on your channel. But again, there's like an appropriate way to do it and an inappropriate, unethical, ethical way, whatever. But that lady could make so much money. She doesn't need to do MONAT. And if you are so high up in MONAT that you are just letting other people work for you and lose money and make you money, that's awful. And you deserve a swift slap in the forehead. Okay? Well, before the red mark on my forehead starts showing up, that's the end of this video. I hope you had a great day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed all of the content this month. I have posted quite a lot of videos. I've gone live a lot. Pretty sure I kept up all of my lives from this month as well. I typically don't do that, but I'm kind of trying to test it out and see how that works. So I hope you have a great rest of the month, and I will see you in my next video. Stay spicy. Bye.